You're watching Fox 4 News at 9 with your Alaska Link News team with Whitney Miller, Ryan Overton with your forecast, and John Thompson with sports. Fox 4 News at 9 starts now.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Whitney Miller. A massive power outage continues to impact thousands of residents in the Golden Heart City. Your Alaska Link's Victoria Taylor was in Fairbanks earlier today and brings us the latest.
Downed power lines and debris have at least 3,000 people in Fairbanks still without power. Crews are working around the clock, but some officials say it could be later this weekend until the city is back to full power mode. 2 days after 70-mile-per-hour winds blew through the interior, residents say they encounter the perfect storm.
We had freezing rain, ice, and then very high winds. Created a lot of problems for our power lines, a lot of trees down.
For more than 36 hours, thousands are still without power. 8 to 10 restoration crews are working around the clock to keep up with the calls coming in to GVEA.
This is dangerous work, working on energized power lines and making sure the power lines are cut off when they're working on them.
In North Pole, people are being creative with how they're getting by.
We're prepared and got lots of water and safety gear and headlamps and one light that lights up the whole kind of living room area so we can at least see what we're doing and play some games with the kids.
Even in the digital age, phone calls are not enough. A popular website known for status updates is also helping crews navigate where to work.
We're watching Facebook, we're tweeting, we're getting emails. There's 400 emails. We're answering them as fast as we can get them. We appreciate them. We want them. It's part of the information that we need to get back on our system.
Neighbors are also utilizing social media.
One of the friends saw my Facebook post and said, I just did it to ours, want us to come over, and they came over. In 10 minutes we had our boiler up and running and heat running through the house.
Some say it's times like these that showcase the Alaskan spirit.
The three of us braved it out, Alaskan tough, I guess, and breaking her into the world of Alaska really young.
Officials with Golden Valley are asking anyone who does have power to turn their porch light on so they can better gauge who's still left in the dark. Reporting in Fairbanks, Victoria Taylor, your Alaska Link.
Now, schools in the Fairbanks borough were closed for the third day in a row. Some of the high schools are being used as emergency warp shelters. Whether you're heading to one of the shelters or staying at home, here are some post-storm safety tips. Be aware of children playing around downed wires. These could still have electric charge in them. Stock up on water, battery-powered flashlights, headlamps, and candles.
Our issue now is really the temperatures have dropped significantly, and we're very concerned about residents that are without power and maybe without primary sources of heat.
Which is why the Red Cross and the Department of Emergency Management shifted their focus from travel-related issues to setting up overnight heat shelters. If you choose to use a generator, officials say it's a good idea to have a carbon monoxide detector on hand and familiarize yourself with the way the generator works. Well, an update on the community of Kotlik, recently hit hard by strong storms, causing coastal surges that flooded low-lying areas. The state's Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Management have deployed aid to the village, who's experiencing issues transporting treated water after the storm damaged their water and sewer transportation system. The National Weather Service says the latest storm brought wind gusts between 44 and 64 miles per hour. Well, after being pounded with strong storms this week, state officials say at least 19 communities in western Alaska have been affected and 5 are being declared local disasters. The state held a press conference Friday to discuss response and relief efforts. Those communities are Kotlik, Stebbins, Scammon Bay, Tunanak, and Shishmaree. Incident Commander Mark Roberts says the Emergency Operations Center began monitoring potential storms as early as November 1st, and by the 12th, storms had reached Category 3. Officials say it was preparation by each community that made the difference in terms of safety.
Good, solid plans, designation of safe havens, training for people in how to take command of an incident, and then good, solid exercising that they can convert that into the actions. Every community that we contacted had a plan, they executed it, they knew who was charged, and they took very wise efforts to safeguard their population.
Now, Madden says the worst is over and relief efforts are underway in hard-hit communities. The National Weather Service predicts calmer weather for the region as the storm moves northeast.
And now, your weather link with lead forecaster Ryan Overton.
Well, good evening, everyone. Yes, as Whitney said, calmer times ahead. Currently 21 degrees out at the airport here at Ted Stevens in Anchorage. Partly cloudy skies out there, no wind. And if we take a look at the current temperatures around the region, here in South Central, -1 in Golcana, 24 for Cordova. We're 18 down in Kenai, 34 for Homer, and 14 degrees in Palmer. And we want to show you the 24-hour temperature changes compared to 9 p.m. last night. They're about 13 degrees cooler in Fairbanks, 5 here in Anchorage, -13 degrees in Anchorage, and they're 16 degrees colder in Unalaska than where they were last night. And here's what's happening. An area of high pressure starting to fill in over the Bering Sea, and the low pressure system that was out over the South Central the last couple of days. You can see the counterclockwise rotation. It's going to start pulling cold air in from Canada, so we're going to have cold air start to filter in, and that pattern is going to stay the same for the next several days. So how cold can we go? That is the story coming up in a little bit. Plus, when we'll see snow again, because right now models are showing it could be a couple of weeks. Whitney, back to you.
Alaska Governor Sean Parnell announcing today he will not seek to expand Medicaid in his 2015 budget proposal. The governor is citing the failure of Obamacare today while speaking in Anchorage. He says it's failed to launch, is failing to deliver, and remains in disarray. The governor says expanding one of its largest, most costly parts will negatively impact Alaskans, noting that Medicaid is already one of Alaska's biggest and most costly government programs.
Instead of expanding Medicaid at this time, we will work to address the issues within our control. The President and the Congress have the rest. We will develop an Alaska Medicaid reform strategy to address Medicaid's structural issues and bend the cost curve while meeting Alaska's needs. It will be a plan developed with attainable goals and a timeline. It will be done in collaboration with the legislature, healthcare providers, payers, consumer groups, in a defined public process.
The governor also announcing today the creating of an Alaska Medicaid Reform Advisory Group. This group will address Medicaid's structural issues and propose meaningful reforms to the state's program. A grand jury has convicted 41-year-old David Standifer of Anchorage for sexually assaulting a woman at a homeless camp near Ship Creek. The incident took place in April of 2010. Standifer assaulted the woman, punched her in the face, broke her nose, and strangled her, all before sexually assaulting her. Standifer will be sentenced in March. Well, next, see what we got coming up, some sports?
Man, what a transition there. Yes, coming up in sports, big hockey day, so we got a couple prep games. Alaska Aces playing as we speak. Okay. And, you know, a little volleyball. We got our new reporter, Kirby Dort, handling business out there at the State Volleyball Championship, so we'll run it all down for you, Whitney. I'll be.
Spike some volleyball over here. All right, well, coming up on Your Alaska Link at 9, keeping Alaska beautiful, one bottle at a time. We explain.
You're watching Fox 4 News at 9, KTBY Anchorage.
Welcome back. Today is Alaska Recycles Day, part of the national campaign. It also marks a recycling anniversary right here in Anchorage. And Your Alaska Link's Mike Ford joins us now to tell us more about it. Mike?
Hi, Whitney. Well, it was a year ago today that the Anchorage Recycling Center began taking in glass once again. After excluding glass from their collectibles for 3 years, the Anchorage Recycling Center has made a nice stint in collections this past year.
We have collected over 1,000 tons of glass, more glass than we've collected in any other year since we started collecting glass in the 1990s.
Of course, they still collect cardboard and cans. But being able to bring glass in makes a big difference to the dedicated recycler.
Glass has for most of the weight of trash, so I got to haul my can about 400 feet up my driveway.
And it means a lot less trash going to the landfill.
To me, you know, I was glad to see when the glass came back, because now I went from 2 cans to 1 can, and a lot easier to handle.
Each year, recycling puts millions of pounds of valuable materials back into use. The 28,000 tons of Anchorage recyclables are shipped to the lower 48 and make their way back to Alaskan manufacturers as road and pipe bedding, as well as hydro-seeding mulch and more. When it comes to curbside recycling in Anchorage, there's also good news.
This past year, our curbside recycling for residents has increased 22%.
A great leap forward at making every day Recycle Day in Alaska. Now, Alaskans for Litter Prevention told us today there is a possibility the Anchorage Municipal Landfill may also start accepting your glass to recycle by the end of this month. Whitney.
Thanks so much, Mike. Well, the Alaska Regional Response Team held a public outreach meeting earlier today, providing an overview of oil spill preparedness and a draft revision of the 1989 Oil Dispersant Guidelines, which is part of a unified plan for Alaska. Co-chair of the AART spoke today on standard procedures.
He's got to be committed to the long hours it takes to run a spill. You know, 16, 20-hour days are not uncommon, 7 days a week. That's what the schedule is going to be like, especially during the early days of a spill.
The next two meetings will be held in Kodiak, Valdez, and Dutch Harbor. If you would like more information, you can visit the ARRT website at www.alaska-rrt.org. Well, still ahead on your Alaska Link at 9, are the new e-cigarettes really a helpful alternative to conventional smokes? We have the latest. Now, some people say smoking electronic cigarettes are better for you than smoking regular cigarettes, but is that really true? Your Alaska Link's Montana Jeffers went to find out. Montana?
Whitney, we went to the Center of Disease Control and one local tobacco shop to figure out whether the smoking alternative was healthier or just as harmful as regular smoking. Take a look.
Electronic cigarettes are just breaking through in Alaska. They're not in Alaska as big as they are in the lower 48 yet.
With thousands of people already smoking the nicotine vapor, the CDC says they are now monitoring the multiple different brands of e-cigs.
So you really are not sure how much nicotine you're getting and what the other products are within the fluid to know what exactly is contained within the e-cigarette.
Shop owner Deneen Tuck says they should be used in moderation by choosing between the different levels of nicotine fluid.
0% to 36 milligrams of nicotine in each bottle, and it would just depend on, like if you're a 3 or 4 days pack smoker, you're probably going to go for the 36 milligram one.
But is there anything in the vapor that is toxic? The CDC says they have found some studies that show it's not that far from a regular cigarette.
We do know that they do contain some levels of carcinogens, as well as the vapor that they emit also contains some level of carcinogens.
Harmful or not, they continue to fly off the shelves with each bottle of the fluid running about $5 to $15. One customer says it saved him almost $300 a month.
I was about 2 packs a day kind of person, and $20 a day. I don't make that much money, so the electronic cigarette was a great way to cut down on how much I smoke. So
he says he will continue smoking the electronic alternative until more studies are done.
Now, if you would like to quit smoking cigarettes, you can call Alaska's Tobacco Quit line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Thanks so much, Montana. Well, up next, your Sports Link. Stay with us.
You're watching Fox 4 News at 9, KTBY Anchorage.
Well, Anchorage authorities are collaborating with downtown bar owners to try and eliminate violent incidents that occur after bars close. Your Alaska Link's Derek Smith has more. Derek?
Whitney, we have heard about the bar break. Customers have released out in the streets when the bars close around 3 a.m. And it's at this point where authorities say chaos begins. Now, this friendly corner by day is the location of a horror story by night, where various bar venues in close proximity of one another close at the same time, leaving folks to roam the streets, some of them intoxicated. APD and bar owners have come together today in hopes to solve problems that arise from the bar break. Officials say they are adding additional officers starting this weekend to help dissolve any erratic behavior.
The goal for now, it's a short-term fix, we understand that, but the goal is to just provide more support, create a stronger presence, let people know that we're there, that we're taking this very seriously, and that this isn't something we're going to tolerate in our city.
The two main things that we're doing now, along with many other smaller items, is to increase police presence downtown. So when these perpetrators come in downtown at night, that we can identify them and hopefully catch them and start arresting these guys.
Now, of course, the response you see here is stemming from a series of violent acts that are increasingly getting worse by the day, and some believe that there is no stopping it. But according to authorities and bar owners, customers should feel safer now and not to worry when exploring what the city of Anchorage has to offer.
And basically what we're looking for is to enforce public safety and make sure that citizens are safe, that they're getting home safely, and really trying to deter some of those crimes and criminal activity that we're seeing downtown.
I think so. I think downtown, with these policies put into place, is going to be safer. You know, it's going to be a better time for our customers, and downtown will be alive and vibrant, and that's what everybody wants.
Now this weekend, customers and happy bar goers should start to see the increase of police presence. Experts are saying that should shoo away the perpetrators. Whitney?
Thanks so much, Derek. Well, coming up on Your Alaska Link at 9, a look at the top stories making news on your Friday. Stay with us. Well, as online sales continue to post double-digit gains, traditional brick-and-mortar stores are embracing new technology to lure shoppers. Haven Daily has more.
Online shopping is booming, up 13% from last year with $262 billion in sales. Now retailers are attempting to use some of that same technology to enhance the in-store shopping experience. Walmart is rolling out a new tool called Scan and Go. It allows you to use your smartphone to scan the things you buy as you shop, then swipe just your phone at the register to speed up the checkout process.
Scan this on-screen code to transfer your mobile basket.
The Walmart app also uses voice recognition to help you create your shopping list.
Paper towels, bananas, milk. We recognize that mobile is a real great opportunity to enable our customers to connect with us and learn about their store and learn about the products that they can purchase at our stores.
Target is working on an app that will transfer nutritional information and customer reviews of products you're looking at in store to your smartphone. It also recently launched an interactive in-store experience that lets you magically appear with cartoon characters.
So experiences we're all used to having at home or in front of our computer or in front of our mobile device, but bringing that, how do we bring that same functionality into the store to help our guests make better decisions?
Retailers like Walmart say more than half its shoppers now have smartphones. And this holiday season, more than half its website traffic will come from mobile devices. A shopping experience they want to happen inside the store, where they can entice customers with a lot of other offerings. Haven Daily, Associated Press, San Jose, California.
Well, still to come on Your Alaska Link, it's a look at your weather. Stay with us. Now, there's a very cool project underway in the nation's capital that could change the way we interact with history. Take a look.
A small project currently underway at the Smithsonian Institution could mean big changes for the way we interact with history.
I think one of the coolest things you could do with a 3D scanner is collect the data and then deliver that data to the world.
A dedicated group of technicians is creating 3D computerized images for a web-based interactive program. The Smithsonian partnered with Autodesk to create 3D Explorer.
You can navigate to 3d.si.edu and explore models in 3D, plug-in free. So you can turn those objects around. You could learn more about those objects by clicking on the tour button. Or if you have a 3D printer at home, you can click the download button and download the raw 3D data.
Using a variety of measurement tools, coordinates for an object's dimensions are recorded and images produced. Take, for example, the Wright Flyer from Kitty Hawk. Now everyone can study the engineering details of the world's first airplane, even down to the shape of the aerodynamic wing. So far, the project has mapped 3D images of 20 items, from Lincoln's life masks to the skeleton of a woolly mammoth. In another case, the fossilized remains of 5-million-year-old whales.
With the 3D scan data, we can support research, even though this site no longer exists.
Providing 3D images is changing the way museums interact with the public.
Really let the audience be more in the driver's seat, not just turn them into consumers, but turn them into creators.
Which adds a whole new dimension to understanding the past. Tom Ritchie, Associated Press.
Well, up next on Your Alaska Link News at 9, celebrating 1 year, it's the mobile device game that is crushing the competition. Now, if you've never played the addictive game Candy Crush, it's possible you may have heard of it. Today, the app makes 1 year to the day that Candy Crush Saga launched on mobile devices and is now known as one of the world's most popular games. The game challenges players to mix and match of 3 or more and gain points and bonuses. Players can sync their progression and keep in contact with others via Facebook. Today, the creator King announced they have reached 500 million downloads, and the maker says to date, over 150 billion individual games have been played to date.
Oh my God, Candy Crush is like my stress reliever. Like, it's my go-to. I'm addicted to Candy Crush.
If I'm stuck on a level, then I just get mad. I'll try it a few times though.
You look at my bank statement, it's like 99 cents, 99 cents, 99 cents. Yeah, it's bad.
It's mindless entertainment.
The maker says today over 150 billion individuals have played the game, and 78% of the U.S. plays the game while watching TV. Well, stay with us. We'll be right back. Now, this is a really neat story. A 5-year-old is fighting crime on the streets of San Francisco. Miles Scott, also known as Bat Kid, is taking on the streets of the city, successfully rescuing damsels in distress and fighting the Riddler. He also helped rescue the Giants baseball team mascot from the Penguin. The Greater Bay Area Make-A-Wish Foundation and about 7,000 people helped make his wish come true. Miles was diagnosed with leukemia and is now in remission.
I mean, what a cool story. I am
cool.
so jealous. Quick look at the 5-day forecast. We're going to get cold around here in Anchorage. A lot of sunshine on the way. We'll go to partly cloudy skies Tuesday and Wednesday with overnight lows into the single digits. But back to the Bat Kid.
That's an awesome story.
Even President Obama had a little message for him thanking him for saving Gotham City. How cool.
I mean, that's just your dream come true.
It is.
Well, that's all the time we have for you today, so stay with us every night. See you soon.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.